How can you read your credit card processing statement in 1 minute? How can you do that, right? That seems like impossible. You look at your credit card statement, it's so confusing. I'm going to show you today how to read your credit card statement in 1 minute. TransactionExpert.com is the leader in transaction services. We build your online presence and point of sale system to integrate with each other. If you are ready to understand and control the entire customer experience, visit TransactionExpert.com. If you're ready to do this with me, you want to read your credit card statement in 1 minute to see if you're paying too much or if you have a good price, pause the video and go get your credit card processing statement and then come back and hit play and let's do it. Ready? Here we go. Take out your credit card statement and find, first of all, your total fees. Now, be careful, you got to add up your total fees. Not just, it might say debited from your bank account. You got to look and see your total fees. Do they charge you fees every day, right? So if you process $100, does all $100 hit your bank account or do they take out 1%, right? You got to look and find your total fees. Most statements at the very top or the very bottom of the last page, you're going to see your total fees. Take that number, divide it by your total processing volume. Now, what's your total processing volume? Look at the first page up at the top. You're probably going to see something like card types. Visa, you did $5,000 worth of Visa transactions, $3,000 worth of MasterCard, $1,000 worth of Discover, whatever, right? Take your total volume, divide it by your total transaction fees, your total fees of everything, add in your equipment fees, everything it costs you to run those transactions. So let's run through a couple examples. So if you had $300 in fees and $10,000 worth of credit card transactions, 300 divided by 10,000 is 3%. That's called your effective rate. Your effective rate. Now, your effective rate, you say, well, what should my effective rate be? Maybe you did the calculation, you came up with 4% or 2% or 6%. You say, am I paying too much? Let me give you a couple ideas, okay? Depends on your business type and it depends on your average ticket size. If you are somebody doing transactions that your average transaction is $40 or higher, you should not be paying more than about 3% on your effective rate. So if you're in that 2.5 to 3% range and your average ticket size or your average transaction is about 40 bucks, you're in a pretty good zone at 2.5 to 3%. You might still want to get an analysis done to see what we can do for you. If you're in the 2 to 2.5%, you're getting a pretty good price, okay? Now, what if you're at 3% or higher? 3% or higher, if your average ticket size is $40 a month or higher, or $40 per transaction or higher, paying way too much. You need to get an analysis done. Go to TransactionExpert.com/analysis. We'll do all the complicated stuff and send you a cost analysis that shows you exactly what we can do for you, okay? Now, what if you're lower? Well, if you get down to the $20 to $30 average ticket size, where your average transaction is 20 to 30, you should expect an effective rate of around 3.5%, somewhere in that range. If you get from $10 to $20, an average ticket size, which would be like maybe like a higher end coffee shop or that kind of thing, you're probably going to expect an effective rate of maybe 4%. If you get down below $10, so you're like maybe a hot dog stand, something like that, a coffee shop that does an average ticket size of $7, you're going to expect to see an effective rate of 5.5%, 5 to 6%, somewhere in that range. So that's going to be a little higher. Now, let me encourage you to do this. Hopefully that was a help to you. Now you know your effective rate. You know if you're paying too much. Go to TransactionExpert.com/analysis. You can upload your statement there, absolutely free of charge, no cost to you. We will do the cost analysis. We will send it back to you personally, and we'll have a local transaction expert in your area come out and explain it to you so they can go through all the different costs. My name is James Shepard. Hopefully you understand your credit card processing statement just a little bit better.